Okay, good morning. It is about 6:30. We're here at the church, and I'm going to walk you through what a typical morning looks like for us. My job on a Sunday morning is the tech director role usually. Someone fills this role, and there's a few things that we do. One of them is this is our east-west room, and I turn on the handhelds for a class that is in here. There's 3 classes in here on a Sunday, actually. Okay, next up in our great room here, I turn on overflow, which we usually have for all 3 services in the morning. Overflow kind of looks something like this. There's about 300 people that can fit in here. And then usually all we're doing is turning up the feed from the main room. And then we control our TVs and everything with this Blackmagic video hub controller. Our TVs, the 2 TVs and the projectors go through that. And we just have a macro here that assigns the inputs that we need for the TVs and also lets our media server operator control the screens from our stream deck at front of house, which I'll show you in a few minutes. So that way they're getting the same experience, as close to the same experience in here as in the main room as possible. Okay, something else that's kind of cool. Pastor Bill or Pastor Eric, they get here about 5 in the morning and they pray through the entire sanctuary. They pray through every seat. So usually we can't enter the sanctuary until about 6:30, 6:45 when they're done, which sounds like they are, but our team gets here about 6:30, even if we're not ready, so that way we're ready to go in as soon as they are. And then you have Andrew and David. Andrew's our LD today, and David's our monitor guy today.
What's up?
And then we have Jonah. He's doing front of house today.
Hi.
What do you usually do when you first get here after you put all your things down and stuff?
Turn the console on, load my show, and then start tuning the drums.
So you tune the drums. It's not normal for an audio. Well, here it is, but at most places it's not normal for the audio guy to tune the drums.
Not typically, no. But we do here.
And then this is our amp room here. AC30 Prosonic AC30. The guitar players, they play the same amps. It's just part of the sound, and we also provide them. We also have backup amps, as you can see here, down there. And then this is our lighting rack and power distro. That's not the cool side. This is the cool side. Power distro. Okay, so here's front of house. We have Digico SD8 running Super Rack. This is our CG computer running ProPresenter. This is our rack drawer, or our rack with drawers for tape, cables, our handhelds and body packs, LED processor, spare LED processor that's broken, audio, we have our Galileo recorder, Waves server, and then our media server is this custom built guy down here. And then we go up here and we have lighting. Right now still running the old Martin M2 PC, and yes, we are still running the M2 PC software, not Onyx. And then Resolute running off of the media server. And then we have multi-view from broadcast, and then our switcher multi-view because there's 2 switchers, and then also the broadcast multi-views up there. And then one of the fun things that we've been experimenting with that's working really well is these stream decks. And we use them to control just about everything. When Paul, our media server op, gets here, I'll let him talk about the stream deck because he programmed the stream deck to do what we want it to do. Now you can see our LEDs on stage. And then one of my jobs that I do as the tech director, I turn on the rooms and then I update the ProPresenter computer with any thing that needs to get onto the ProPresenter computer. Announcement videos, announcement slides, anything like that that needs to end up on here from over the weekend, that I also do that. Okay, you guys probably know this is Chad. We're in the control room now, and Chad or whoever's directing usually gets here around 7 to set up for the morning, even though we don't stream till 10:30. What do you normally do? What's your routine when you get here?
Basically power everything on. If I'm directing in the morning, then I'll double check everything that needs to be done for service as far as what songs are happening, who's on the worship team, things like that. Get our back end set up. And get cameras 3 and 2 up. Basically for the 8 a.m. service, that's all we have. It's just for capture. And if we have any other things happening, like training in the mornings for new volunteers or new staff, that's when we'll do it.
Sweet. So, kind of like us, we're just powering everything up, and the 8 a.m. is kind of like our run through for the day, even though we try not to make it look like a run through. But we're not fully capturing or anything on at the 8 a.m. and we also multi-track record every service that happens. So we have about 10 minutes until the service starts. We're done with sound check. Sound check usually goes up until now. And then we'll start, and the service starts with worship. We have about an hour to 45 minutes of worship, or 45 minutes to an hour of worship is the proper way to say that. And then we go into speaking. Usually I'm here. Right now I'm working on some video plans. I have my multi-view, and I have a view of pretty much everything, and I'm just kind of making sure everything's going okay. And I also do the stage transitions with the podium and stuff like that. Okay, so it's now 9:45. First service just got out, and that gives us till about 10:30 when the next service actually starts. And so we use this time if we need to fix anything, or correct anything on the stage, or add anything. We do that now. If not, it's pretty chill, and we kind of have a little bit of a break until the next service starts. Andrew and Paul are over here working on our ArtNet network for the recording that we're doing starting on Friday.
I think we have Elgato Stream Decks. We're not using the Stream Deck software. We're using a software called Companion from Bitfocus. These are great. They're really cheap. They're like $120, and Companion software is free. Like they just run off of donations. And right now, the Stream Deck that I have here, I have it controlling our ATEM switcher for our side screens inside the sanctuary. On top of that, I also got a button to cancel or like clear ProPresenter. I've got a button that when I fire this, it blacks out my LED wall through Resolume Arena. It switches my Blackmagic switcher, and it dims the house lights and turns off the talk light. So it's also talking with our lighting console and firing cues. I've got a button that turns on lyrics on my Resolume computer, and then my cut and auto buttons for the switcher.
And then you also have it mapped to control the screens in the overflow too, with just these buttons right here, right?
That's true. This is actually controlling the two MEs, and it ends up being kind of like a macro. Like this is my front of house CG on ME1, but it can be a different thing on ME2, just so that our overflow rooms have the content the way that we want to display it.
Yep. We have another Stream Deck over here at our CG position that launches Spotify playlists, and then can also have the same ATEM control, but you can control Spotify and things like that, so you don't have to actually use the computer. You can just push a button on the Stream Deck.
And sometimes are you guys with me? I know I'm venturing out into some territory.
Okay, so right now we are sound checking for our 1 p.m. service, which starts in 24 minutes. And this band that's playing right now actually played at our other Twin View campus this morning. They don't actually need to rehearse because they've already rehearsed. It's just a sound check for their ears for this campus. And we shut off the PA for this sound check, and Jonah, or whoever's mixing in front of house, just mixes on their ears, but has gotten really good at judging what it sounds like in their in-ears versus the PA. And honestly, these 812Ts sound really comparable to our PA, basically, so that makes it easy. And the show's pretty dialed from the morning sets. It's just changing it for the different band members. So yeah, that's how we run the 1 p.m. sound check. And usually whoever's tech director, which is me today, runs lyrics for the 1 p.m. as we have someone run lyrics for the first two, someone for the 1 p.m. and then someone for the night. So I hope that gives some insight into what it looks like at Bethel on a Sunday morning. If there's questions, leave them in the comments below and we'll try to answer them. Hoping to make more of these kinds of videos, just trying to show like what we do and how we do it. This one was a little random and scattered, but hope you guys enjoyed.